Last year, the George Washington University enacted a new housing policy, beginning with the class of 2018, which requires students to live on campus through their junior year. This shouldn't be a problem though, right? After all, GW is famous for supposedly having dorms like palaces. Last year, the Princeton Review ranked GW number 12 on a list of schools with the best college dorms. Unfortunately, that comes with a pretty sizable price tag. Administration officials such as President Stephen Knapp and Dean of Students Peter Konwersky say the new policy, which is going to bring in more than $2.3 million in revenue for GW, is intended to improve GW's sense of community.
I think our goal is to make sure that the students have the best experience possible.
But is life in GW housing really a positive experience for students?
It is one of the most expensive colleges in the country, but tonight the ABC7I team investigates complaints from students who say the housing conditions at George Washington University are disgusting.
Dilapidated might be the word, or not touched since it was built in the 40s.
The people were great, the memories were great, the facilities were pretty horrible.
Well, based on my living situation solely, I would rank it extremely poorly. Old Red's really gross. Thurston's disgusting. Mitchell is a nightmare.
There was a lot of mold in our bathroom. Our lock did not work for the first few months of school.
Students said they ended up asking themselves, is it worth the cost? The Student Association found that housing rates have increased by about 3% each year, and that students aren't getting the quality dorms they're paying for. On average, students living in an on-campus quad pay $21 more per square foot, but live in about 40 fewer square feet than their classmates living off campus.
It's a lot cheaper. The off-campus situation was slightly cheaper, but I got a lot more space.
So it just completely made more sense financially.
And in terms of dollars and cents, it made a lot more sense for me to live off campus, especially given that I wanted my own room.
For students, it's more about having the choice of where to live. About 40% of GW students choose to live off campus after their sophomore year, and many cite the increased freedom and sense of maturity that comes with living outside of GW housing.
I really wanted to have the freedom. I like the idea of not really recognizing everyone in your building. I really wanted my own bedroom.
We were going to stay over the summer, and so we could sign a 12-month lease and live there consistently throughout the year.
It is a personal space, so I can do whatever I want to do, and I can also freely invite any friends over anytime.
It's nice, my landlord treats me like an adult, and I feel like I was treated like a child in GW housing, where I didn't really have rights. So that was a big thing for me. A bit of an unfair situation to put students in here, especially when by the time one is 20 or 21, one kind of wants their own place, and the freedom that entails.
There's a lot more freedom coming and going. I can decide who comes into my house when, if they can and can't do that.
Faraj Patel, an area coordinator with the Center for Student Engagement, says that there are both advantages and disadvantages to living off campus.
The advantages can really change depending on what you need to prioritize in your search. So for students that choose to live on campus, obviously there's a convenience factor of living close to campus and having that comfort level of being close to friends. For students that live off campus, the benefits can range from looking for a more independent experience. Maybe they need to be closer to an internship site. Maybe they have family in the area and they'd like to live off.
Just having to be fully in control of everything within the house is a little bit of a hassle.
Every month you have to deal with rent payment and also other utility bills. That's pain sometimes if you forget it and then pay extra.
Location is definitely a downside. I'm lucky to live in a building that's pretty close to being on campus. However, I know a lot of people that do live off campus do have to live further away, and I still do live a little further away.
I'm far away from classes, which is kind of annoying. Like I have a class at Elliott School that's a pain to get to. It's just so far away.
There is definitely like an added value of living with in a like hall of all students, because like a lot of the people that do live in my building are like elderly men and women.
Officials point towards the construction of the new $130 million 900-bed Superdorm as a high-quality on-campus housing option for juniors. But it's not any less expensive than other upper-class dorms, and Patel acknowledges that students may still wish to live off campus.
Speaking within my role as an administrator, I'm with the university on it. I work for the university. At some point, though, off-campus housing will happen in the lives of students, so whether it's delayed by a year or not, my office's role is to prepare students for when that time does come.
I feel like it's not really about their maturity or their mental level to be able to live off campus, as long as they're responsible and they know that they can take care of themselves. I think that they can absolutely do it.
At the end of the day, most students remain firmly opposed to the policy change.
I think it's an awful idea.
I think it's unfair. What is the level of professionalism I have to use in answering this question?
As professional as possible. Class presentation.
All right. That eliminates some choice words.
If you're gonna have people have to live on campus, I think you need to do some combination of raise the quality of the rooms or lower the cost of the rooms, because you can't force someone to live somewhere that they might not be able to afford, or they can get significantly better value living somewhere right next door.
If you agree that GW should allow juniors the option of living off campus, please visit the link below and sign our petition.
Darling, you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go? If you say that you are mine, I'll be here till the end of time. So you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go?